Hi, I'm Tim Bost and I'm one of the founders of ShareRing. So welcome to our first unLivestream. All of the other streams that we've done have actually been live streams. So this is the first pre-recorded stream that we've done probably in about 2 or 3 years. I remember doing one back in 2021, I think it was, where we pre-recorded it. So as this has been pre-recorded, we'll have a little bit of fun with it, a few cuts and things like that. So the flow will probably be a little bit more different to what you're used to with our live streams. As you probably know, with the live streams, all of our demos have been live. We don't do smoke and mirrors. The same with this one though. So our demos that we're doing will actually be proper live demos that are proper active and either in production or on test and getting ready for production. So let's start by talking about what our 4 main goals are for our company. The ShareRing's goals for the next year or so, or 2 years, will be number 1, increase the number of transactions that we have on our network. Number 2 is increase our community size and engagement with community. Number 3 is increase the number of downloads we have of our apps. And then number 4 is increase the number of clients that we have. So this unLivestream will be covering number 1, which is increased number of transactions, and then also our community engagement. It's quite important to know this at the start of each of our videos, because then you'll sort of understand what we're really sort of focusing on. The next video that we do for our live stream will be focusing more on our affiliate program and our reseller program. So that also includes community engagement and then also how we can bring more and more clients in. We do have another couple of campaigns that we're working on that will be released soon, and there's some major partners that we're working with that will be basically announcing those quite soon as well. So we're really looking forward to that. There's a number of other sort of small individual videos that we'll be doing as well. I might mention some of those towards the end of this video. Plus we have a giveaway that we'll be talking about too. So the 2 main things that we'll cover in this video is our mini-apps, so a new technology that we're introducing, and then also a new game, a coin collection game, which will increase transactions on the network. So the mini-apps, which I'll go into a little bit more in detail soon, mini-apps is really about allowing other people and organizations to build on the identity platform and the vault that we've actually created. So instead of having to either white label our existing app or use our SDK or use ShareRing Link with our existing app, what they can do is actually write their own mini app that sits within the ShareRing ecosystem. So I'll talk about more detail about that soon. Let's talk about a coin collection game. So this is a bit of fun. It's also really the start of a bit of a campaign of a few games where there's some actually really good rewards that you'll get throughout this. So basically what I might do is I'll start by doing a quick demo of the game, and while I'm doing that I'll talk about the purpose. So the idea of the coin collection game is quite simple. You'll collect coins. The coin collection game will run for I think 1 or 2 weeks. We'll see that when it launches. And all you need to do is basically turn on the app and check in once a day. It will actually cost gas, so you'll need a very small amount of share token to do that. If you do check in every day over the period of the coin collection game, you'll receive a NFT in your Share Ledger wallet, and that NFT will either be a standard NFT or we will also airdrop what we call the legendary NFT. Now keep these NFTs because they will be used for game 2, and if you have them they will give you a huge edge in game 2, which I will also explain briefly soon. So let's just do a quick demo. As I'm recording with my phone, I have to use one of my other sort of old phones to basically do this demo with. It will work on any phone that's less than a few years old, so I've got one of my old trusty phones to basically do this. So let's get started on the demo. So it only works on ShareRing Pro. This is where we're introducing it because it interacts with your wallet and you need gas to basically play it. As you can see, I'll open the ShareRing Pro. Now I'll go to the dApps section and you'll see a new big icon that says coin collection game. Now tap on that and you'll see a number of coins. So all you need to do once a day is tap on 1 coin, and once I've tapped on that 1 coin, it will say I'll use my fingerprint or face match to pay for the gas of it, and then it will say congratulations and I need to come back tomorrow to do the next one. and I'll go back out, go back in, do the next one. I'll go back out, I go back in, I do the next one. Then I go back out, then I go back in, I do the next one. And back out, back in, I do the final one. And now that I've done that final one, it'll say I've completed the game, and I'll go through and I'll show you the NFT that I've received. So there we go, this is a standard NFT. So what does this actually do? What does it mean? Now, this is just a little bit of fun, but the other thing is though that it will introduce you to game 2. Game 2 is a lot more interesting. Let's say that it's similar to or akin to those hand-on-car games where if you hold your hand on the car, the last one standing actually wins the car. But we're not giving away a car. We're giving away share token, and the way it will work is instead of actually just having to hold on your phone for an extended period of time, Game 2 is going to give you a time period when you have to actually log in and basically tap to make sure that you have logged in for that day. And the time period over time will get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until there's only one person standing, and that person will actually win the pool of share token that's actually built up through all of the people playing the game. Now the NFTs will give you an edge because if you miss a day, you can use that NFT to give you a free pass. If you have one of the legendary NFTs, which are being rewarded to people that are staking or have staked for a while, people staking over a certain amount that we're not going to tell you what it is, some node holders, those people will get basically a full week where they can not log in and automatically get a free pass. And it's a little bit strategic as to when they use that, because you might choose to use it at the start, but maybe that's the easiest part of the game, or maybe you'll use it towards the end. But there will be a lockout where there's a final date where you can use it, and then it's a free for all basically. And that's when the timer gets smaller and smaller. So you may be given a time between 10:01 and 10:02 a.m. in the morning that you have to log in, and you've got 1 minute to basically do it. If you don't log in inside that time, then you don't get it. And as I said, the last person to do it correctly, the last person that has it all right will actually win the full pool of share token. So every time you do it, you'll pay a small amount of share token, and that share token will go into the pool. So we're going to launch the game in the next day or so after this unLivestream is launched, and we're really, really looking forward to that. So get your phones ready and we'll get that launched soon. So let's move on and talk a little bit about our mini-apps. So mini-apps is actually quite a very, very important part of our overall ecosystem. It's something we've been working on for quite a while. And the reason why we've been doing this is we've been looking at ways for people, developers, startups, companies to get more and more involved in the sharing ecosystem as a whole. So how do they use the sharing vault that we've developed? How do they use sharing link that we've got, the query language, all of the identity information, the verifiable credentials, and all of the other stuff that actually exists within the vault. So we've already launched a React Native version of our SDK, which is being used by one company already. We've got our white label version of our app, which has already been used by some other companies. As I mentioned before, we're doing a campaign where we'll do some press releases about one of the companies that is using it as a white label app. And then we've also got the sharing link product, which is available and being used by banks and being onboarded by other banks. And we're talking to a lot of clients about basically using that. But that uses our standard version of ShareRing Mini, which is not white labeled, it's not an SDK or anything like that. So to expand on this, what we want is an easy way for anyone to get involved and actually have their own branding where they can use our products. So that's where the Mini-dApps sort of come into it. So they do go a long way to achieving our stated goals in terms of more transactions, more clients, better engagement with the community, and so on. They're designed to work in parallel with sharing link, and then also provide a mechanism where an organization or a developer might want to have more control over the mobile app workflow and design. So if you're using, say, a white label version of our app, or maybe the SDK or the sharing link, you're limited in how the workflow actually works. So sharing link is really good for websites and mobile websites. If you want to actually interact with your own app or something like that, it is a little bit limited how to do that. So this really helps in that sense. We're also talking to a few clients already who are looking at basically white labeling ShareRing Pro and then having their own Mini-dApps that are specifically for their company. And that would create a huge ecosystem for them to use. Users will be able to actually take the shortcut for the Mini-dApp and put it on their desktop for their mobile phone. So on Android, it's easy. We're working out how to do it on iPhone. And that means that you'll just see it as a normal app on your phone. And when you click to open it, it'll open our app with it as well. They're designed to be branded for the companies that develop them as well. So all of your branding goes through that. You can create your own workflow and so on and so on. And we're also going to invite startups, developers, or anyone with a really good idea to build on top of the ShareRing Vault by using these Mini-dApps. So who knows, if someone comes up with a great idea, you might be building the next big viral product as well. So we're also going to be testing the development process and publishing information on how to get involved over the coming months. So I'm just going to do a really quick demo now of what the Mini-dApps actually look like within the product. So let's get one of my phones out. As I said before, the phone I'm recording with, I can't use that. So I'm just going to use one of these old phones that I've got. So if I open the ShareRing Pro app, and then I go to the Mini-dApps, and as I scroll up, you can see a bunch of examples of potential Mini-dApps. So travel visa one, there could be a flight booking one, there could be one for gaming or gambling, there could be one for hotel check-in, hotel bookings, any age verification things. Now, the really, really cool thing about the whole Mini-dApp idea is the way that it leverages information in the Vault. So with the Vault itself, as you know, it's not just a bucket of information, it's a bucket of verified information about you as a user, and it's self-sovereign. So you have complete control over it. It's only on your phone. You back it up yourself. It's not on a centralized server or anything like that. So if somebody was to make a game or maybe an e-commerce product or alcohol delivery or something like that, that says that you must be over 18 to be able to use it, then when you tap to open it, it can anonymously check that you're over 18 and then only execute if you meet that criteria. The Mini-dApps can also have filters to say if this is only available to people in Hong Kong, China, for example, or it's only available to people in Thailand or Australia or the United Kingdom. So you can create these filters that basically make it so that it's either available only to residents or citizens of these countries, and if you're over a certain age and things like that. Or if you're doing something like a travel visa, what it will do is it'll request that it grabs all the information that it needs about you to be able to pre-fill all of the information about the travel visa. And the process of applying for that visa will be faster because it's actually verified information about you. The richness of what you can actually create and how you remove friction for customers is absolutely incredible with what you can do with these Mini-dApps. So in the meantime, while we're going through the testing and while we're starting to sort of develop some of these, if you do have any great ideas, contact us via the app or via the website, or just send me a DM. I'll put you onto the right people, and then we can sort of have a look at that. We will be creating bounties as well for other people that might want to develop things for us that we want, and then we'll do revenue sharing around that as well. We've got a payment system that we're adding into the app too. We'll be able to actually utilize that payment system to if you're doing an e-commerce or something like that. So that wraps up the main things that we wanted to cover during this live stream. Over the next few weeks, we do have another couple of videos and blogs, as I mentioned before. The first is going to be about some upgrades that we're going to be doing to our ERC20 smart contracts. We've managed to simplify the smart contract considerably, improve it so that the gas fees for transfer and share token, and then also bridging it between native network and ERC20 will be a lot cheaper. I think it's somewhere between 40 and 60% cheaper. So we did have a lot of complaints previously that the gas fees were too high for changing them, and that means some of the exchanges should also lower their fees for withdrawing from the exchanges too. We'll work with them on that, but we will be doing a blog, maybe a video. We're going to work with the exchanges. We're already talking to them about the upgrade. It will be seamless. You won't need to do anything. A new token will basically just be in your wallet and you'll start using that. the old token will be locked, so you won't be able to transfer that. Last time we did this a few years ago, we had out of a few thousand wallets, I think we had about 20 people that contacted us with questions about how it works. We do expect it'll be as successful this time. We're also going to discuss in a blog or maybe a video some of the research that we've been doing around zero-knowledge snarks, which is actually running on our testnet now. You can jump on our testnet and have a look at the contracts and some of the stuff that we're doing around zero-knowledge and how we're going to start sort of moving some of our verifiable credentials over to ZK snarks contracts as well. And then finally, we'll have another video that goes into a lot of depth about our LARP, basically our link affiliate reseller program, reward program, sorry, including how you can get involved, how much you can earn, and any collateral that you'll need to get started. We do also have a new website that we're about to launch that's more focused on these goals, very, very much customer focused as well. You'll find still a lot of technical information, but that's going to move to the back. What we're doing really with the website is focusing more on bringing more and more customers in as well. And I think that's it. So thanks very much for your time. Don't forget to download the ShareRing Pro app, check in daily to get your reward on the coin collection game. As I said, you won't regret it because once you've got that NFT, it does give you a huge edge over the other people without the NFT. I actually wanted to close this as well by saying thanks to everyone that reached out to see how I was after the surgery that I had. One of the reasons why we're doing this as an unlive stream instead of a live stream. So all of that's gone well. I was straight back into work, obviously having to rest my back quite a lot because it was back surgery. Everything sort of went well, and we're just looking forward to continuing with ShareRing and actually continuing to see the amazing growth that we're seeing now. I did do a tweet a few days ago that mentioned a contract where you can look at how many new users we're getting in the system. There's some days where we're seeing sort of new users every 10 to 15 minutes, other days, some weekends where we're seeing new users every hour. But the great news is that we are getting consistent growth in user numbers. That's not just downloads of the app, that is actually people signing up and getting IDs checked and things like that. And with some of the news that we've got coming soon in terms of partners, you'll see a lot more of users coming on board as well. We're super excited about that. So thanks very much, and we'll see you next time on a live stream. Bye-bye. Hang on, sorry, I forgot to mention one thing. With the coin collection game, we are going to do a little giveaway. So we've got quite a lot of pairs of shoes. And we're going to give a pair away to one lucky person who completes the coin collection game. What will happen is after you finish the game, you'll get your normal NFT, and if you're also airdropped a NFT with a picture of a pair of shoes, you're going to win this pair of Artifact Nike shoes. We will send you a message to ask what size we've got as part of sort of the game as well. And these are basically made by Artifact, they're the same company that created the Coin X and so on. And these are their Air Force One shoes. You'll either get sort of the Genesis, this one here, or maybe one of the other colorways. Another incentive to play the coin collection game. As I said, one lucky winner will basically win a pair of these shoes. So thanks very much, and bye-bye.